Okay, so we have already reviewed how to make a sentence negative with our ne and pas around the verb. And we've also reviewed the different articles that we have. Remember, we have definite articles, which mean the. Those are le, la, le, and l apostrophe. And we have indefinite articles, which mean a, or an, or some. Those are un, une, and des. So now we're going to kind of put those two things together, the negative and the articles. When you have a negative sentence with a definite article, whatever, it doesn't matter, nobody cares. So, for example, to say, I don't like the apartment, you're going to say, je n'aime pas, and the only thing we're missing is the apartment. So if you recall from right up here, the apartment is l'appartement. So I'm going to type that in, l'appartement. Okay. For number 2, she doesn't like the dog. The is definite, so it doesn't matter. We're just going to translate this sentence. There's nothing sneaky or tricky about it. She, elle, doesn't like is going to be n'aime pas. The dog, as we talked about up here, is going to be le chien. Elle n'aime pas le chien. Okay, this is just very normal. No drama, no change, nothing weird about it. Okay, now it's going to get weird. So, we're talking about indefinite articles. Remember, those are un, une, and des. These articles change to de or d apostrophe when they are in a negative sentence. So, for example, I don't have a cat. You need to be focused on the here. Is an indefinite article. So instead of saying, which a lot of French 1 students will try to do, je n'ai pas un chat, that's wrong. You don't want je n'ai pas un chat. The un is going to change to de. Je n'ai pas de chat. Okay? And people are probably like, why? That's so annoying. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. French is weird sometimes. So we're just going to go with it because that is the language we have all chosen to be with in our lives. So, number 2, I don't have any sisters. This is going to be weird too because any is going to change to de. Okay, any is actually an article in English that we don't really talk about because we don't think about it as an article. English is weird too, you guys. Okay, so je n'ai pas de sœurs is how we're going to write this. A lot of people might try to write I don't have any sisters as je n'ai pas des sœurs, which means I don't have some sisters, and that doesn't make any sense. So we're not going to say je n'ai pas des sœurs. We're going to change it to de. Je n'ai pas de sœurs. Again, I don't know why they do this or how the language developed to do this weird de, d apostrophe rule, but it did. So that's what I have to teach you. Okay, number 3, I don't have a pen. Is indefinite. So we have to do this weird de thing. So I don't have is je n'ai pas. Remember, you're not going to put un stylo, which you usually would. Je n'ai pas un stylo is wrong. Sad. You're going to change it to de. Je n'ai pas de stylo. Okay, so this whole thing is what you really need to be concerned about. So I'm going to highlight. Let's go down to making it negative together. What you might want to do first is highlight all the different articles that you see. So les is an article, des is an article, une is an article, and le is an article. I think that will just make it easier for us as we're going through this. So, j'aime les stylos roses. You want to make this negative, so you're going to say, j'aime is going to change to je n'aime pas. Les is your article. Stylo rose. Les is not going to change here because it's a definite article, so we leave it alone. Okay? Number 2, day is your article. Day is indefinite, so number 2 is going to get weird. In order to make it negative, instead of j'ai, you're going to say je n'ai pas. Day, we're going to come back to. So this is indefinite, which we already said. And if you look up here, your indefinite article is going to change to de or d apostrophe. So we're going to change it to de. We haven't really talked about d apostrophe, but I bet you guys can guess why we put a d apostrophe. But so does not begin with a vowel, so we don't need it right here. Okay, number 3. J'ai une maison. I have a house is going to change to I don't have a house. I don't have in number 3 is going to be just like it was in number 2. Je n'ai pas. We're going to have to change une because this is an indefinite article, which you can see if you scroll up or if you look at your notes. Une is right in here as an indefinite article, so we have to change it to de, maison. Maison starts with an M, so we don't need the D apostrophe, we just need the DE. Okay, j'aime le chien. I like the dog. If you don't like the dog for some reason, you're going to put je n'aime pas. Our article is le. We follow it with chien. We do not need to change this article because it's a definite article. Okay? So, the only ones we ended up changing were the indefinite articles, which is des and une. Okay. So, if we do these translations on your own, we're going to come down and do probably number 1 and number 2 together, and then I might have you guys work on 3 and 4 in our class meetings. Okay, so before we do the translations, I want to come down here and show you this little flow chart. These are the questions you need to be asking yourself when you're trying to do this grammar concept. First of all, is the sentence negative? If it's not a negative sentence, like, we don't care. You don't have anything to worry about it. So no worries. Yes? Okay, we need to move on to our second question. Is there an indefinite article? Un, une, or des? If there is, then we have to go on to our next question. Does the noun begin with a vowel? If it does, you can change to D apostrophe. If the noun does not begin with a vowel, you're going to put DE. Okay? And the noun in each of these sentences that we had been working on are like pens, sisters, house, dog, apartment, dog, sister, house. It's the same ones. Okay. So if you would like to pause this video right now and try numbers 1 through 4 by yourself and then come back and check, that's fine. I'm just going to do number 1 and number 2 and then see in our classroom meetings how you guys did by yourselves with 3 and 4. All right, so here we go. Go ahead and give this a pause, work on 1 and 2, and then come back. All right, so I like the apartment, number 1. We're going to translate I like, which is j'aime. Those of us who took this in 7th grade should remember that. The apartment is going to be L apostrophe appartement. We don't have to do anything weird here because if we go back to our flow chart, the sentence is not even negative. So we're fine. Moving on to number 2. I don't have a dog. Okay, so first of all, is the sentence negative? Yes, the sentence is negative. It's I don't. So that means it's negative. Is there an indefinite article in this sentence? Yes, the indefinite article is a. Remember, an, and some, un, une, and des are the indefinite articles. So that's going to get weird. There is an indefinite article, so let's just go ahead and start working on this. I don't have is going to be je n'ai pas. A dog would be un chien, but since we know from our flowchart we're going to get weird, you're going to have to change un to that weird duh thing. To answer our very last question on the flowchart, does the noun begin with a vowel? Yes or no? Our noun is talking about it. Our noun, sorry, is a dog, and chien is the word. It begins with a C, so no, it is not a vowel. You need DE and not D apostrophe. I hope that makes sense. Please join me in our classroom meeting, especially if this doesn't make sense, where we're going to be going over number 3 and number 4. So go ahead and practice those right now by yourself if you haven't already finished them. If you have absolutely no idea what any of this means and you're super confused, not only should you come to the classroom meeting on Thursday, but you should come to my office hours on Friday. All right. Hope to see you then. Bye.